So I might have gotten slightly distracted today when setting up stream. Usually I have my setup all ready to go and I'm usually fairly on the ball. Unfortunately, my nice neat organisation of everything laid out ready for me to stream was wildly messed up when my brother decided, you know what, we're all gonna... My brother's comes in my room and he goes, I'm gonna move everything. I'm gonna move everything and I'm just gonna sit and watch you play Fortnite, moving everything. So it was not my fault this week. My brother moved all my stuff, and I'm like, holy shit, where's all my stuff? I had to hunt down my map book and stuff. But it's okay, I found it. I know where it went, kind of. Let's have a look. Okay, right, where's my controller? Tried to play controller on Fortnite earlier. Not a fan, I've gotta say, not a fan. Didn't really sort of function the way I would have expected, if that makes sense. Anyways, into the world of Treppy, into the realm of Trepidation gamers. It's a lovely day for some Treppy. Am I right or am I right? Oh, what a week, what a week, what a week. Oh, I'm tired, man. I have not really sort of done much in the past couple days. I have some editing I need to do, and I have some other bits and pieces, but I have been slacking a little bit because I've been exhausted, quite frankly. Oh, it's been a week and a half, I can tell you that much for a fact. But I can assure you there's some very good videos on the way. So, it's not all a loss, it's not all a loss. I ended up getting bored earlier and I started making some little, like, shorts, so I'll probably put those out on both the TikTok and the YouTube later. I was messing around with, because I have a long form video recorded, I have about an hour of raw footage, but there was some great moments in this gameplay session, so I've been sort of editing those into shorts as well, because there's some really funny stuff that's happened. I've got one video over, just under 2 hours that I also have to edit out. I'll probably do both of those tonight, to be fair. I haven't got any plans tonight, so... After stream, that's where I'll be. What did I do yesterday? Yesterday was full of recording sessions. A lot of nothing, really. I didn't really do much. Just kind of played a couple games, got a couple clips sorted, and then started planning out the next sort of week of streams and that sort of stuff. It takes a little bit of time to get back in the rhythm of things. And obviously, stuff's been all over the place. What did I eat for breakfast today? I don't think I even had breakfast. I don't think I had lunch either, I'm gonna be real. I had dinner, but I don't think I had breakfast or lunch, I'm gonna be honest. Hi Timmy, welcome man. But yeah, I've been working on short form stuff. I'm probably gonna put those out as soon as the stream ends. If not, shortly after. I think my way at the moment of sort of... what do you call it? My way at the minute of sort of editing is gonna be somewhere along the lines of... I suspect I'm gonna do... So I have a 2-hour raw footage thing to edit tonight, so I'm gonna do that, and every time I start to lose focus, I'm gonna move to edit a short. Get that to, like, sort of lock me back in, do something silly with it, and then jump back to the proper stuff. So I think... because obviously my brain doesn't necessarily focus on anything for more than a couple minutes at a time, I'm probably just gonna use that as my excuse to get both done at the same time. Because I have 2 different projects with the 2 different sort of bits and pieces, so. But yeah, I'm sure Timmy will vouch for me that there is some good shorts coming. I've been doing some stupid stuff. But yeah, yesterday was one hell of a session for recording, so hopefully you guys will get something within the next couple of days. I suspect I'm probably gonna... How do you call it? I suspect I'm probably gonna get this video mostly sorted out tonight. I suspect there will be a few videos for me to post tonight. Or at least finalize bits and pieces. But yeah, that's where I'll be tonight. What else have we done recently? Yeah, I haven't really touched Treppy since the update stream, so we've got a lot more to dive into in terms of Magician and stuff. How do you play this game? This is Trepidation. It's a 1v9. Basically, you don't die. Aim of the game, I know, crazy, right? But no. The way that you sort of want to approach Treppy is when you're starting out, you want to focus on more of like the base side of things. So you want to focus on learning the gameplay loop before anything else. That's the way that I would do it. So just go in with the basic perks. I think you get Survivalist, Totem Teller, you get Path Finder, and what's the other one I'm forgetting? Task Manager, I think it is. But you get those 4, and what you want to do with those 4 is you just leave them as they are. But I would say if you want to start out with Treppy, the best way to do it is to focus solely on the gameplay loop before focusing on anything else. So focus on doing the objectives, and then you want to focus on doing, like, and then you want to focus, so when you're not in chase, you're doing objectives. When you're in chase, you want to focus on learning how to do, like, stuff with the vaults. Learn how to do stuff with the pallets, learn how to do stuff with the wedges. So that's your main focus at the start. You want to learn the pallets, vaults, wedges. Once you have that down, that's when you can start playing around with perks. So perks can do everything from sort of objective speed to faster vaulting to all sorts of bits and pieces. Once you've obviously played around with perks a bit, you can also then look at like survivor abilities, which are basically the same. Not exactly the same, but they're actives. So they're like active variants of perks. So they give you little buffs and bits and pieces. After all of that that's when you want to start looking at craftables. So you want to do it looping and objectives. Then you want to go perks and abilities, and then you want to go craftables and weaponry. That's your 3 sort of systems for starting out in Treppy, in my eyes. What's the best strategy? Yeah, that's the best strategy for starters, is honestly focus on your looping more than anything else. Once you learn the basics of looping, is when you can move up the sort of like staircase of the game. Is it an ASIM? Yeah, it is. It's a 1v9, so it does fall under ASIM. When can I server hop? Honestly, I think this server isn't like super full right now. I don't think it wasn't anyway. Oh, maybe it is. Treppy usually doesn't have more than a couple servers because it's a smaller game. But if I do catch a smaller server open that does have good ping, I will shuffle on over there. So yeah, we'll see what's up with that one. First in line. Yeah, you'll probably get in fairly easily. Treppy isn't like a big game. It actually has about 7 servers open right now, which is actually a lot for Treppy. Usually, I'm used to seeing Treppy with 2 to 3 servers open, so seeing that even is quite like good, because that's like what, 70 people active right now, which is a good increase from how it was before originally. Like it used to be about 10 to 20. Okie dokes, let's have a look. What have we got here? been consistent reaching 100 plus players at night. Oh, nice. Let's see, what have we got survivor-wise right now? Anniversary release nearly got 150. Wow. Oh my god. Treppy is in its alive era. We're so glad to see it. Hi, welcome in, welcome in. Do not server hop. I'm not planning on it. I think this server is pretty okay, actually, from what I see, sort of have seen so far. Favorite map? Call me biased, but I do like Oakside, and I quite like, oh, what do you call it? I like Village. I know a lot of people don't like Village, but I do like Village. I'm also quite a fan of Yacht, I think it is. Yacht's quite a good one. But honestly, all the maps are good. I can't lie. Slasher Invincibility is absolutely fine. That's preferably... Well, that's definitely a more preferable one for the start of the round. Bob. I am not Bob! Stop accusing me of being Bob, dude. Arctic's fun. Arctic, I know someone said it was like, Ormond Lake Mine the other day. That was very funny. Looks similar to Dead by Daylight. It's not quite the same. I can assure you that much because, there's guns, there's pipe bombs and stuff, so... If you mean in terms of genre, it is the same genre. It's, an asymmetrical horror slash survival. But yeah, it's not necessarily sort of, similar to Dead by Daylight, because obviously there's like, I've got a shotgun in my inventory, for example. It's a lot more complex, but it's definitely the same. Okay. Right, let's continue on then. I was gonna get them up, but... That's the thing with Treppy. It doesn't get loads of consistent sort of survivors because a lot of people will join the game, think it's way too difficult, and then, just like never play it again. That's why I am working on the Survivor Guide still. The Survivor Guide is probably estimated to come out within the next week. I need to do visuals for it. If I'm feeling evil enough, I might drag someone else to help me with visuals for it. There's a lot of just sort of talking and stuff with this one. Hi, welcome in, welcome in. Let me just quickly tab out and check something real quick, because I'm suspecting that I'm having a little trouble doing something. Ah! Why is it the second I go AFK? Ah, man. Oh, I haven't got my lockpicks equipped. Probably should do that, shouldn't I? There we go. So yeah, you sort of have crafting materials in this game, and the way that you use them is by sort of various methods to sort of make you survive longer, if that makes sense. So for example, you'll notice I just locked 2 doors behind me. The slasher cannot sort of like just walk through that. They have to actually break it down if they want to come after me. So it definitely sort of like makes it take a lot longer for them to catch me and stuff. It's all about sort of playing it right, really. You learn it over time. It's a big sort of over time thing. Oh, that's actually really handy for me. Let's see if I can get away with this one. There we go. How do you equip, if you're talking about how do you equip Slasher, so the way that you're going to do it is you're going to go at the bottom. If you hover over all the different menus at the sides of the chance at the bottom, there will be a bit that says slasher. You go through there, you sort of pick who you want. A lot of them are obviously locked behind paid, like, little currency coins when you're first joining the game, but as over time you earn those coins per round, so not a huge worry. What you want to do from there is you basically want to click who you want. You want to go for basically words, go on, where's my words gone? You want to hit there'll be an equip slasher button, and then you'll want to hit the perks bit and obviously equip your perks and stuff, but you should be able to hit equip in like a big button at the center, I think it is actually, on the slasher page. And then with the skins, you just click the name of the skin. How do you get coins? You basically just play the game. It's fairly self-explanatory. I find that the best way to sort of gather coins is to not focus on getting coins, if that makes sense. Because I think you'll find over time that if you just focus on getting coins, you're just going to be really bored, whereas if you focus more on the gameplay and let the coins be sort of just a side thing, you definitely get more into it. So I'd recommend like setting yourself little goals if you'd like to. So, you know, oh, I want to go and, you know, do some damage to the slasher this round. I want to go and do so many objectives this round. I want to do this, I want to do that, you know? That sort of stuff. Yeah, Treppy has loads of settings that you can play with for everything from like... How do you call it? Everything from sort of... like particle disables, there's like flashing light disables, there's like a lot of texture stuff, especially if you're against like someone like Warden. Texture stuff is like a huge difference. Obviously I don't have like a low-end PC, so I can't say for definite sort of what works and what doesn't, but I know there's an absolute entire page of things for you to play around with. What slasher do I recommend for beginners? For beginners, I think I'd say probably someone like Maniac. Maniac's a nice one. Maniac's easy. Shade's very simple. Who else is sort of simple? I'm trying to... Honestly, it's a big sort of playstyle dependent thing, but I do think that sort of like someone like Maniac is a very good sort of starter. I find that Stalker isn't too hard, but I don't know if that's just me sort of having prior knowledge of ASIMs or... You have Shade, Infected, Brute, Wraith for free, right? I think so. The top 4, right? But yeah, Maniac is one that's behind the sort of paid thing, but Maniac is a fun one. The most skill-based killer. Depends on sort of what skill. I'm thinking Rockstar is very sort of resource management in terms of like going around and like patrolling objectives and sort of constantly putting down the different bits and pieces. Dryad is also very similar in that sort of sense. You have to manage the sort of seeds you have. Trying to think who else is very sort of skill-based. Obviously, this is something I'm more so... When I see characters, I tend to more so think of them like that. I would say... I don't know too much about Blob. I've never really played much Blob. Who else am I sort of missing there? But yeah, there's sort of quite a few. I know the game has its own sections where it tells you like the difficulty of each sort of slasher as you go over them. But honestly, I tend to just play whoever. I'm quite knowledgeable in sort of like ASIMs as a whole because it is like I do play a lot of ASIMs. Obviously, I don't even want to talk about how long my list is for sort of various ASIM games I've played previously. Damn, that person's down. Okay, see if I can sneak up. That hat, I don't think they can go there right now, can they? I'm not sure. Please don't have brought them back. Oh, thank God. But yeah, no, Treppy is something that definitely sort of takes a lot more thought than anything else. There is a sort of thing recently on Roblox where a lot of people have sort of done a lot more like low effort ASIMs, but I definitely wouldn't put Treppy in that category because it takes an absolute insane amount of sort of focus to, you know. Well, it's not an insane amount of focus per se, it's more so, it just takes a lot of learning more than anything. It's a very sort of adjustment, especially if you're sort of used to, like, a lot of sort of, like, minimal... Okay. A lot of sort of minimal mechanic games, you will definitely find Treppy a lot more difficult if you're sort of someone that plays stuff with, like, less effort into it. But I would definitely argue that Treppy sort of... I don't know what the button is to sort of... close the hand. Yeah, because I just got an 11 there, look. That worked. That did not work. I thought they would be staggered for longer. Oh, man. But yeah, it just takes a lot of adjustment, honestly. If you're sort of someone that plays a lot of ASIMs, you'll be a lot better off in Treppy. What's the most detailed thing? I just think the overall gameplay is really well thought out. I think it's... the entire sort of mechanic system of the game is well thought out because there's so much to choose from. And there's so many options. It's like going to a buffet, really. Trepidation is like the buffet of ASIMs. You get so much to play around with and use to your advantage that when it all like comes together, it becomes, how do you call it? It becomes really sort of interesting. Playing Trepidation long enough and mechanics will feel like second nature to you. Yeah, exactly. You sort of get really used to it over time. I mean... Why does the kill look like Nos? I don't see it. I don't know what you mean, necessarily. Oh, I hope these people don't come near me. I'm fully covered in the plague. I don't think they look anything like Nosferatu. I maybe think you haven't had maybe a good look. I'll try and get you a good look, like, look at them in the lobby. And I think you'll be reconsidering that one, because it's like, a little crazy. Hey, just played. Oh. Well, I hope you enjoyed the sort of Treppy madness. I revived. Oh, yay, I'm clutching, guys, trust. But no, Treppy deserves a lot more love than it gets. It's been going 5 years strong now, I believe. Color scheme of red and black, maybe. I mean, yeah, I suppose. I don't know. Magician is, well, a magician. Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm like, huh? Throwing medkits everywhere. New loot goblin tech, trust. I just start throwing medkits. Hi, I'm good, thanks. How are you doing? How you doing, Twin? It's like Forsaken a bit more complicated and chaotic. Yeah, it's because it's the same subgenre. A lot of people don't know, but the subgenre that Forsaken and all those sort of fall into is the asymmetrical horror and or survival. And same stuff like Dead by Daylight and stuff. But yeah, no, it's definitely I definitely think it's way better than Forsaken because I find it actually a lot more entertaining. I know Forsaken I do a lot of standing around and yapping. Whereas with Treppy I'm always up to something. And even if I am yapping, I'm probably sort of doing it while on objectives and stuff. Hi, welcome in, welcome in. Loads of people here today. Because they can fly and have a cape. I mean, yeah, but I mean, they're completely different at the same time. Magician is... So, I believe she's got sort of like a card design. It's, she's got that sort of like diamondy card design. Alice in Wonderland kind of vibes. But I think her abilities are all very sort of... Mr. Crunch loves disconnecting. Poor Mr. Crunch must have some terrible Wi-Fi. We gotta... They need some serious Wi-Fi upgrades. Poor person. Self-mend. Ah, how jolly. It would help if I got the skill checks. Ah, man, I'm so buns at this. For Seikei's generators and I don't know, helping the team in Treppy, you do much more. I don't play Treppy, but I know you do. Yeah, Treppy's very sort of mechanic heavy. That's why a lot of people sort of struggle with it because they're so used to minimal sort of gameplay games. Whereas, you know, Treppy is sort of very... It's very much a mixed bag. You can do a lot with it because you've obviously got so much to play around with, whether it's like perks or that sort of stuff. You got your perks, you've got your, that's some kind of block perk they're running, okay. So yeah, you've got your sort of perks, you've got your abilities, your, obviously craftables, your weaponry as well, so like you'll know at the minute I've got like an RPG. Because I can, quite frankly. This magician is gonna get a rocket to the face. Even if it's the last thing that I do. Oh man. At the tutorial now I'm... Sigma bones. Need to do those DVD things, search for items, materials, shoot the killer, this stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's... Even DBD isn't necessarily as complex as Trappy sort of runs. But yeah, no, Magician, this is Magician's design here, look. I don't think she has any skins right now, but she will have them eventually. What's your next stream, or what's to happen next stream? Forgot to write it down. Okay, so schedule is, I believe, so tomorrow is Garden Warfare 2. Thursday is not necessarily set in stone. I haven't decided what I'm doing Thursday yet. Friday's obviously Forsaken. Sunday is survival games, so it doesn't necessarily also have a set like game. I haven't decided on them. I'll have to figure those out, but we do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday. Sometimes we do Saturday if I'm feeling like hosting Jackbox. If I don't feel like hosting Jackbox, then you're not gonna get much. Let's see. The killer has the same walk. Yeah, I've seen you say it a couple times, but I don't see it. She's just kind of floaty. Not sure what I want to do sort of with magician builds, as far as I know. said this before, but I'm really looking forward to what majestic skins Magician will get. Oh, I know. I can only imagine how, like, amazing her skins are gonna be. Especially considering, like, at the minute her base design is really cool. And considering the sort of track record of how, like, cool skins have sort of been. Was that Huggy Wuggy? Oh, that was my Prowler thing, yeah. That's Prowler. It was really funny to sort of... I'm not necessarily bothered about wedges and vaults and stuff. I might do that. Wait, let me see what else I've got for sort of one. Okay. Oh, Arctic! Oh, lovely. You buy packs on the spawn. Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, I don't know, it's not something... I play it on Fridays, on Friday streams, but that's about the extent of the amount I play it. Because of sort of... I don't know, it just feels really boring. I think that's maybe because I've played a lot more games like this, though, that in comparison it just doesn't sort of, like, live up to what most people would sort of expect. Okay, right. Where are we headed then? Probably up here somewhere. But yeah, no. It's sort of very fun. I do think Treppy deserves more love. Forsaken would be good if they deleted everything and replaced it with Treppy. No, Treppy's its own thing. Don't you dare taint it. Don't you dare taint it with other less sort of fleshed out ASIM stuff. Treppy deserves better. To be fair, I see Trepidation spending its entire life getting compared to every other ASIM game in the genre, and it's like, no, guys, give it some love. Stop playing everything needs to be compared. Treppy deserves better, trust. Wedge. It's funny with Arctic, because Arctic obviously being reworked has changed the layout, but at the same time the layout is also very sort of similar to how it used to be. In the sense that I can recognize some areas of where loops would be. So for example, that sort of wedge area. That was in the old variant as well. So this sort of prison area was in the original, and then there was this wedge, and then this is where the sort of like icy area is, I presume. Ah, the good old ice caves. There's nothing active down here though, so there's not really much point to go down here. Be is the person to watch when you want to watch ASIMs. No, I'm sure there's other people out there that do some pretty good ASIM videos, right? Like, I don't know, I'm just very passionate about the genre, I think. For a guide on something, V will drop a bombshell of a video. Honestly, if I can make a detailed guide on something that sort of I enjoy and other people sort of enjoy, then I'm never really opposed to it. Like, because at the end of the day, I do sort of enjoy sharing my interests, especially when it's like ASIM games, because there's a lot out there that people don't really recognize and sort of appreciate. But yeah, I don't know, it's sort of a mixed bag. Obviously my Trappy guide is still in the works. I have, at the moment, some bits and pieces with When's we gonna make an hour-long video explaining why Treppy is the best eSIM? I mean, honestly, don't tempt me. But also, I would argue that that sort of is pretty much what the stamina slot video I've been planning for a long time is. I've been working on a very sort of detailed video about sort of all the ways that the Roblox sort of ASIM community has been sort of, I don't know, it's an interesting sort of breakdown because it talks a lot about how there's been encouragement of sort of laziness with how games like Forsaken have encouraged this sort of damn, okay. Damn. But yeah, it's a very sort of detailed video. I don't know when I'm gonna finish writing up that script because it's massive. Like, I actually genuinely have so much to work on that. I've done maybe 3 games out of the what 30 that I've got to cover, and I've got an even bigger list to research because people are always sending me 700 more things to look into, and I'm like, oh no. So, I'm working on it slowly but surely. There's just a lot of sort of, how do you call it? There's a lot of bits and pieces to sort of put together and write up and fully explain. Because it goes into a lot of detail with mechanics. And obviously because it talks about stamina slot, and stamina slot's entire definition is being that stamina is the only sort of fundamentally functional sort of mechanic for chases, and how most games under that sort of label tend to how do you call it? Games under that sort of label tend to usually have abilities that are sort of lackluster and don't function well in chase compared to, say, like stamina. Stamina is your sort of soul, your sort of soul mechanic when it comes to functionality purposes. But, you know, that's a whole deep dive for another week. That'll probably take me a long time, that video. So I've said, like, oh, don't expect it anytime soon, because it's not gonna be a quick and easy video to make. It's very detailed. More than anything. Where's Tutti? I have no Tutti. I have no what? I have no idea where Tutti is. Sorry. That was, you can tell I'm tired, dude. My weekend has not been a weekend. It's not been a weekend to weekend. I can say that much. But yeah, hi everyone just joining us. Welcome in. Welcome to Crazyville. I'm going crazy. I'm tired, man. I need more caffeine. I'm gonna be real. Who's trying to get me an energy drink sponsorship? Can someone, like, get me an energy drink sponsorship? Because I need that. Though if I'm able to suggest games, yeah, you can. So, the Discord server's in the description, and we have a whole forum dedicated to game suggestions. So the way that it works is so there's like a forum, like a Discord forum, and you can put links, you can put images, you can put sort of masses of details. The more detail, the merrier. I sort of really do have an appreciation for sort of details, because it gives me more information on what to look for. Oh, come on, dental care, clutch up, man. Aw. Gentle care when I'm gonna lose my marbles, bro. But yeah, so sort of this week I might do sort of... I don't even know what I want to do. Because obviously we have Thursday's stream, which I haven't planned out yet, and we have sort of Saturday, Sunday stuff. One second, I'm gonna grab a notebook. I got notes to write, things to do, plans, more plans. Okay, wait, that's that notebook, that's that one, and that's that. I've got a pen over here somewhere. Man, I'm so sort of all over the place all the time. Let me put you guys on spectate real quick. Bop, 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 bop. There you go. Oh, it's Chaka. I'm never gonna win. Let's see, grab the book. What page is that? Okay, that's something for the future, no spoilers. Pen book. Oh, my hip. Ow! Imagine Pickett sponsoring your channel. Pickett's been in here before. Pickett comes into some of the Garden Warfare streams sometimes. I don't know them too well, but they certainly seem nice. They did that sort of huge charity stream, didn't they? I did tune into that for a bit. Made sure to go and sort of like give my part and stuff. This game seems hard to get into because the only people that are on are mega sweats. Yeah, that's why I'm hoping that by putting out a survivor guide, people will sort of move to, you know, trying to play it in sort of a lower level server. There is actually a server thing here. So if you go to social open menu, it sort of tells you the level of the servers that are open right now. So we'll probably be a massive sort of thing, but you can go to low level servers and stuff like that. But it's only, I only get the sort of tryhards all the time in my streams because obviously I'm streaming. At first it's a little hard, but honestly it's decently easy to learn. Yeah, so Scout here, I told them to play it recently and they actually got into it and I think they've been really enjoying it so far from what I've heard. I'm sure obviously they'll reply with their own sort of thoughts, but it's not necessarily too difficult. If you split it in the way that I sort of kind of explained about splitting it, then I don't ever find it's necessarily too difficult. Best warden, oh no man. Potato PC Stomper. What were we gonna do? What was I saying about? Right. I have a to-do list over here somewhere that I need to add to. Here we go. Alright, so I literally have rule stuff, poll stuff, send French Toast some information stuff. Let me add to this, to my to-do list bits. Because that is nearly done. I got my first mastery quest done. Hell yeah, W, congrats. I have, no mastery. No, to be fair, I'm quite close to Warden's mastery. But obviously with the release of Magician, I'm slacking on that right now to learn something new. There we go. So I need to edit, this video, no spoilers. I also need to hardest part is getting Hellbreak because a lot of servers are small. Yeah, that's what you find if you avoid the sort of like high level servers. then you'll find that the servers can sometimes get small. But obviously, yeah, it's sort of hit or miss. I've thought about like hosting game nights and stuff, but yeah, I mean, I have a private server. If you guys sort of want to like host game nights and stuff, you're welcome to use it. Obviously, I'll sort of do bits and pieces with making sure no one sort of abuses it, but okay. I think this week, if I don't get my editing done, we won't have a Saturday stream. I'll put Saturday as a video day. But if we do get the editing done, then I'm not opposed to doing Jetbox or something like that. I'm trying to think what we would do. I know I want to do a lot of short stuff. If you think about it, having recently created a TikTok account, can I just doom scroll TikTok and call it research? That sounds like clever. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm so smart with that one. Upon Stein. Okay, cool. Right, what time did I take my medicine? I think about 5-ish. What should I get if I want the event? I just bought Terraria. Honestly, it's up to you. I don't know even sort of too much about the event right now. I'm actually probably going to make a short about the event tonight because I think that's actually a really good idea to write down. Wait, hold on. So that wants to be TikTok and YouTube plus shorts. YouTube post. There we go, I forgot to clarify. Ba 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 ba. Game recommendations. If you're talking Steam, for Steam, yeah, I can do sort of something like that. I'm trying to think. What kind of game are you looking for? Are you looking for something sort of cozy game style? Are you looking for something with sort of like a survival aspect? Are you looking for something replayable? What kind of vibe are you feeling right now? Oh, hello, I didn't realize that was you. Whoopsie. You don't know? Okay, I can probably take, I mean, if you want to, I'm pretty sure my Steam library's public. So if you want to go through it, you can look through my Steam library by all means. I'm pretty sure my thing should just be Steam community /decision. Maybe Deltarune? Yeah, I mean, Deltarune's possible. Make sure you send a friend request from your Steam to mine, by the way, just so I don't get sort of like gift locked. Piracy isn't great. I know a lot of people will sort of rave and stuff like that about piracy, but oftentimes you need to be, like, I don't encourage it, but if you're gonna do it anyway, you need to at least be cautious about it, because I know that even on these sort of, like, quote-unquote well-known piracy sites, they will be full of Trojans and rats and all sorts, so, I'd really sort of encourage you to avoid it. But, you know, it is what it is, I suppose. I know a lot of people have asked me to do Deltarune and stuff like that. I probably should. I haven't ever done Undertale or anything like that. I know I was talking with Fidek today about the next sort of stream series I'm gonna do. Let me think. Like, basically the exact same moveset. Dryad? I don't know too much about Pillar Chase 2. Never touched it because it was like the OG stamina slot, and I never liked it. And then stuff like Forsaken dropped, and I'm like, wow. I'm living deja vu right now. How's the theme too? It could be that this skin is a reference. You'll notice the game does a lot of reference skins and stuff like that. So it could be a nod to that. The other sort of options are Dryad has just sort of a very, interesting moveset generally. She has seeds, and you need seeds to use your abilities. You get them by, like, hitting survivors and stuff. So could be similar. She has 3 moves on top of that require seeds. So there's one that sort of locks you in a bubble. There's one that does like a linear sort of like range thing that highlights people, and then there's one that does the things on the floor. If you notice those sort of glowing things on the floor, when you hit those, they go in a direction with like little legs. Dryad, I can't even remember when Dryad's release was because it was quite a while ago now. I'm getting old. Honestly, it's... Geometry Dash? Yeah, I don't mind that one. Honestly, as long as you're not telling me like, hey, buy me this like $40 game. Sure, if that's what you want as your contest prize, that's fine. I'm actually considering doing a sort of second half to the contest where I do provide certain like footage segments, if that makes sense. So the next sort of TikTok contest, instead of just doing, hey, take any VOD from my channel, I might do, hey, here's a bunch of raw footage. Play around with it. I'm reading the Drive's moveset right now and I was wrong. Alright, okay, I was gonna say, because she sort of is very themed. It's really different. Alright, okay. I don't know anything about, like, Pillar Chase 2, I never really touched it. I saw that it didn't have abilities one time, and I was like, oh, maybe not. Not for me. It also was really jank on controller, I don't know if that was just me. I do a lot of controller gameplay because my bones, and it sort of seemed really jank. I know there was a little thing in the lobby you could play like a little rhythm game on and stuff, but you know, yeah. It has abilities now. Yeah, I know, I don't know too much about the original stuff, but I know I have, how do you call it? I know I've seen sort of... They had upgrades originally, from what I remember. So it'd be like a slight bit more stamina. And then like was like it. The pre-code is pretty bad, but the recode testing, while fun, it's open. It's fun while it's open. Right, okay. Yeah, I know the OG PC2 is in my stamina slot list. But I'm glad they're sort of at least revising it to not be. I don't know anything about recode, and if it's only in testing, I won't probably put it in the stamina slot guide. I'll probably just put sort of like a notation on the end of the PC2 section. But yeah, if there's anybody that wants to help out with the stamina slot stuff, by the way, you're more than welcome to, like, sort of help out with that. I might host, like, a little, thing where we all sort of get together and you guys can look through and sort of help. So the formatting of it is strange. I know I've got a notebook of like 30 different things, but so the way that I've been doing it recently is I take my notes and I use that to then build sort of a description, an explanation of the gameplay loop, and then all the sort of mechanics that survivors have access to in terms of various sort of chase and bits like that. So I think so far I've done Dead by Daylight, I've done Friday the 13th, and I've done Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think I'm about to do Outlast Trials Invasion next. How do you get chance for slasher? Chance for slasher comes usually from sort of playing. It depends on sort of who's in the server. So, keep in mind, obviously, with, like, for example, if I'm in the server, you're less likely to get slasher because I have, how do you call it? So I have the 3 times game pass, so I get 3 times the slasher chance for every, like, 1 times that people get. So it could be that that's hindering you, and if other people have that as well, that's probably also a bit of a hinder. It's just a game plus that's there because it's really handy for me, for example. But do you think if I ask Uzi nicely, he'll give me 5 times? He'll give me 5 times slasher? But yeah, it's sort of bonk. But no, Treppy definitely has a special place in my heart. If you've been around the channel for a while, you'll know that I've been doing Treppy for about 2 years now. But also that, how do you call it? Where's my word gone? Treppy has been a thing on the channel for about 2 years, but also I just really admire the fact that, so for those that don't know, it's developed by a single person. Treppy is a solo dev passion project, and he's really, how do you call it? Receptive to feedback and stuff. I know I talk about this in the guide, you guys won't know that yet, but spoilers. So in the, like, general sort of scheme of things, the developer of this game is so, like, receptive to feedback and criticism and sort of bug reports and stuff. For a one-man team, the game is really fleshed out, and also I find as well that it's sort of really cool that, how do you call it? It gets updated, like, more than once a month. I'm pretty sure there's at least 2 to 3 updates a month, which, compared to some games these days, is really impressive. I think Uzi took a break a bit ago, thankfully, because Uzi's one of those people that tends to burn himself out. From what I remember, sort of, over the sort of, how do you put it? Various kinds of... Only one dev- yeah, it's a single person that makes it. He's called Uzi, he's lovely. I've obviously, with the game, I've had quite a few conversations with Uzi over time, with various sort of videos and guides and all bits and bobs. I remember the anniversary stream we did last week. He DM'd me like 8 in the morning, was like, hey, do you want to give out some codes during, like, your stream? And I was like, I bet. I also have my own code in the game that's permanent, because I'm an angel. I should probably actually put codes in my Trappy Survivor guide now that I think about it, but I'm sure people can read the wiki. I did talk about the wiki in the guide for a reason. Projectile move, dash move, highlight move of the gimmick. Yeah. But yeah, it's sort of I do love my ASIMs. Treppy was something I started when I was at like I think I was barely at 1K at the time. Because if I look back, most of my videos are demonetized. So I presume it was when I was fresh to monetization. Ow! Mini fart dryad. I've heard of a couple of Minecraft ASIMs. Oh my god. Hasn't released yet. I've heard of quite a few that are in like sort of the works. I don't know about like Minecraft ASIMs as a whole though. I'm not sure how well they'd go with sort of functionality terms. I don't know. Hi Stinky, hi Wolfie. Welcome in, twin. Welcome in. But yeah, we love Treppy. I might be the #1 glazer. Hold on. I need to replace that. Sorry, I got a DM. My bad. I went crazy real quick. So you'll know that looping won't be a thing because there's some mechanic called Bloodlust. You have to kill a bit more speed. Yeah, that's something that happens in Dead by Daylight. Why am I I just noticed, so I got through a bunch of new stickers. You guys will notice that I've been doing a lot more with the stickers section recently. We've been reworking them behind the scenes. Where is it? Okay. So I just got a couple more of those through, so I'm quickly just making sure to put those in. so don't mind me for a sec. I'm sure you guys will be more than entertained with the gameplay in the background that you're all spectating. How do I even pick something for this? Oh no. My caps lock hates me, oh my days. This is so good. Okay, new stickers are up. There we go. A grapefruit was I'm not making the stickers myself, they're being made by my channel artist. But you'll notice that how do you call it? They're coming out over time. Most annoying killer in this game, I hate infected. Do not get me started on infected, I hate infected, bro. I hate infected. It's that tongue grab. It's that stupid tongue grab, man. Look at... get it out. Get out of my face. We all hate infected. Who doesn't hate infected? Infected means. To be fair. Oh no, infected drive me absolute. Infected does genuinely drive me nuts. It's. I'm a way to equip infected. No, it's infected is easy, but so annoying. So yeah, we got new stickers. Apparently, I can't put them on YouTube unless I start channel memberships up. So I'll probably start channel memberships up soon. I hear that you can do that. I don't know about Twitch though. I don't know how to get custom emojis on Twitch. Why do I have brown hair in the first one and the newest ones are pink? So the pink hair is accurate to my IRL sort of appearance. But the original brown hair was back before we sort of did. So this was before I had the model. I had another model originally that had sort of that sort of shade of hair instead. I'm not bald IRL, dude. Why does everyone always say this? No, my hair is a sort of pink shade. I actually need to re-dye it. I'm doing that tomorrow, hopefully. Or I could do it tonight, I don't know. Had brown hair? No, I'm naturally medium blonde, but I had a tint of sort of... How do you call it? I originally had sort of like a tint of red with like blonde. So I sort of had... The hair wasn't quite accurate to what I had originally, like naturally. But I was very much a blonde with like red tint. Not like a gingery tint, but more of just like strawberry, if that makes sense. So I had sort of like just a couple of like strips of like strawberry, like blonde among my hair. But yeah, I have roots at the minute that are very much blonde. I do need to re-dye it. But yeah, I can consistently dye my hair frequently because I keep my hair really short IRL. My model's hair is a lot longer than what my actual hair is. My hair isn't actually this long in real life. It's about... Even this person's hair here, that's like longer than what I have right now. I usually get it shaved on like the back and sides, and then I get like it just like blended in on the top. But yeah. What do you think is the most useless perk? Let me think. Survivor-wise, what have we got in here? I definitely don't think it's useless, but Deadeye is a lot less than what it used to be. Deadeye is definitely one that sort of... Because there's so many different weapons, you're very much not guaranteed to get much benefit out of that. I do want to say Kickstart is kind of meh. I mean, I guess it could work. I also don't see the point of adaptive destitution unless you're, like, never collecting anything. Other than that, I don't think there's too much. Parting Gift. I mean, I can see why people like Parting Gift. Not my cup of tea. But if you're a noob, then Parting Gift is probably glorious for you. Bleep, bleep, bleep. If you're noob, if you're caught, oh wow, okay. Why is everyone so mean to me all the time? So what did I do? What did I do, huh? Look at my Sigma hair. It's so spiky. How much hair gel is in there? I can only imagine, like, I hope you know that I have this very sort of vivid, like, mental, like, scene now where you have that spiky hair, but as soon as you run your hand through it, all you hear is, like, crunching and crackling from, like, hair gel. Or, like, hairspray. Because it would not stick like that naturally. 100 pounds of hair jelly, I can just hear just trying to get through it. Accidentally pull it a little bit. Ow! I hate hair gel, dude. I have this one spray thing. And it's like... How do I explain that? How do I even explain it? It's sort of like... So what I have this thing and it's like, instead of hair gel, it's sort of a... You put it in when your hair's wet. And then like comb your hair into like back. And it will sort of go solid as it dries. And then once your hair's dry, you sort of comb through it and it goes soft again, but it still has like sort of a gel hold. If that makes sense. So it still has the volume that gel would give it, but without sort of like being like super, what do you call it? Like crunchy. It's great. More people in this world need to discover volume in terms of hair. Because I'm not, like, I just know that like there's so many people out there with like no volume. We need so much volume in life. My hair is like a massive mop though. I'm a red mop. Oh goodness. What should I get to win the event? GTA 5 online, which I don't have on the PS, or Goat Simulator? It's up to you. If you want like online, then that's always, you know, an option as well, so. Yeah. Wall. Oh, this is a dead end. GG. Okay, there we go. Sorry, you can probably hear my controller clicking like crazy. That's the downside of controller, is I have to be absolutely frantic. How do I feel about the new slasher? Magician? Magician's fun. Honestly, I like the sort of unique take on it. Especially with, how do you call it? The way that she has a very interesting mechanic that sort of has so much thought to it as well. Because obviously her entire kit is reliant on sort of blackjack and stuff, so it's very interesting to see. Sure. What is that there? Is that gunpowder? Oh, it's a gun. I don't- why did I say gunpowder so weird? No. I think my English is just cooked at this point. Oh, I have a little gun. Ah, wrong button. My bad. But like, want GTA 5 online? Fair enough, I haven't played GTA 5 in years, man. I'm just thinking, because I remember we had it on the family Xbox as a kid. But, yeah. I never really got a look in on the family Xbox though, so I never really got to play too much of it. I remember very little. But I remember you could dress up real silly, so I might look at maybe getting it on the computer and just sort of goof around when I can. Got killed? Oh no. I just woke up to watch a stream for some reason. It's 2 AM. Go back to sleep, twin. There's all the time in the world to sort of watch streams. Well, to be fair, I'll be here for... But on the other hand, GTA 5 is like 100 gig. Rookie numbers. Dude, I cleared out my OBS folder the other day. I had 500 plus videos in there. Do you know how free my storage is right now? It's insane. Obviously, being someone that works in video, you don't realize sort of like... A lot of people don't realize how sort of much storage video actually uses. But, well, for example, think of it this way. So I have a 2-hour-long video... No, I have an hour of Outlast Trials footage. That single hour of Outlast Trials footage, 25 gig. Okay, you'll probably have a lot of storage. I have 3 gig. No, not 3 gig, sorry, 3 terabytes. Just uninstalled all the games I have on EA, plus EA Launcher itself. You have Outlast Trials? Yeah, I was playing Trials last night. We were playing the new Lilia stuff, and a lot of the new trials, so I think there's a new Suburb Franco trial where you have to open the vault, which is similar to the other one, where you have to get the numbers. We also did... We just did a bunch of the new trials. I know there's a couple of new bits and bobs with Franco and a couple new MKs and stuff, and there's the Lilia event as well, which we were sort of playing through, so... Whatever Franco trials were on the Lilia event, really. We did play a Coil one as well, Vindicate the Guilty. I think we played. So that was fun. Other than that, we were just goofing around. I destroyed everyone in arm wrestling at one point. I am a little bit of a menace for that. And Science plays together. If you guys are on and you see me around and I'm not streaming, let me know. Just DM me. I'm always happy to join. I'm always looking for people to play Trials together with, because I know a lot of people that I know don't play Trials because they find it too scary or stuff like that. But I'm always down for an excuse to play Trials. Oh. Heel rig main. I'm a jammer enthusiast. Big up the jammer. Hop on Fortnite? I'm not hopping on Fortnite. I was on Fortnite earlier, Kitchen Sink. You missed it. I do love a heel rig main though. You're gonna be my best friend because I'm one of those people that just sort of is stupid. Use Jammer, I love it. Jammer is great. Jammer's very versatile and I find that's really useful for me. Especially with Pacemaker because with Pacemaker you not only get a self-revive, but you get to revive someone else in the team once as well from completely far away. Very useful, very useful. And it also can do stuns, it can do... albeit very short stuns. It does stuns and it does, what else does it do? Stuns, it does unlocking, it can do the objective doors as well, actually. If you were to take over the world, how would you do it? I think, I don't know. I think if you wanted to take over the world, I think the way to do it would be a bioweapon, wouldn't it? Considering how much we saw like COVID destroyed sort of the economy and stuff. If you wanted to truly take over the world, a bioweapon would be the way, wouldn't it? Yeah, that's what a bioweapon is. It's like a virus that's like modified to sort of have certain effects. Because, I mean, we saw what COVID did, right? Like, if you were hypothetically wanting to plot something evil, that would be the way that people would do it, wouldn't it? Because it does cause sort of a mass panic. If you remember COVID sort of caused all sorts of nightmares, didn't it? So, I mean, hell, COVID made my illness worse, so... To be fair though, any virus makes my illness worse. Wonder how COVID was even made. I don't think COVID was necessarily made. I think it was more to do with, yeah, I think it was more to do with, like, mutations. There was a lot of misinformation about how it's, like, came out and, you know, it was made by various, like, governments. But I think that was just a lot of sort of discrimination against, like, certain, like, countries. People were like, oh, let's be judgmental and, you know, make fun of this group or that group. I don't necessarily think it was necessarily made, because if you look at the flu, yeah, a lot of people were having very sort of, a lot of people were using, like, COVID as an excuse to sort of, like, spread racism, when that's not the case at all. I think I mean, look at the flu. If anybody is similar to me in the sense that you get vaccinated for the flu every year, you'll know that the flu vaccine, there's so many variants, they pick the most common ones per year to sort of vaccinate you against. But there is so many variants of the flu. That's why... So, okay, right. Bit of a little lesson for you today in science. So the way that viruses work, and the way that the immune system works, is viruses are intended to take over your cells and use your cells to then replicate themselves and spread. And basically, the way that your body fights those is typically with, you know, antibodies and stuff like that. They will find, you know, they'll bind to specific proteins on the outside of a cell that is malicious. So, for example, the COVID vaccine was designed to latch onto specific... It was, I think it was the RNA, so the ribonucleic acid. So you'll know that your DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. Your RNA is just a single strand of that split up, but it splits so it can then replicate. So I think the way it was doing it was putting the DNA into your cells and then producing like the antibody cells and stuff, like the immune system cells and stuff, and they were then sort of binding to that outside protein. So that's sort of your marker where your body will be like, hey, I'm gonna flag this as bad. And then your body sort of kicks in and eats it. But obviously, the COVID one didn't change across the couple of strains that happened. But, you know, the flu can. So, realistically, I suspect it's the same sort of way. It wasn't necessarily made because, obviously, you'll notice that over the COVID times, there was about 3 strains that was going around, which indicates that it is a high sort of mutation virus, and it mutates frequently. Which, if anything, indicates that it probably was not created, it was likely that it was made. Sorry, no, it was not made. It's not likely that it was made, it's likely that it was, just a mutation of some other sort of virus that was in maybe animals. For example, there was, if you've ever heard of mad cow disease, that's something that happens in animals, but there is a way that it can transfer to humans by mutating. So yeah, at the end of the day, it was probably a very poorly timed mutation that then sort of had drastic effects. So yeah, TLDR, don't believe everything you read on the internet. A lot of it's misinformation. I mean, have you ever seen the AI videos on Facebook that claim that, like, dinosaurs are real still? Yeah, don't believe everything you see online, dude. Not far enough. But yeah, so obviously now that you sort of have a bit of an understanding of how that works, you can imagine with COVID having 3 sort of mutations in that short span of a year or 2. People explain that if a tree becomes extremely cold, they will explode and use AI to try and make it believable. That's so stupid, dude. This is sort of the, like, Facebook mum misinformation pipeline, though. Oh, my headphones are doing this thing recently where they've been sort of kicking off randomly. And I know what's causing it, but I don't know how to fix it. That's the problem. Okay, cool. Mind Game of the Year award goes to me. Let's go here. Who's over here? Greetings, twin. Lag. Ouchie. I got the ouchie lag. Ah, man. I don't know how to fix the issue with my headphones, though. I've been really struggling with it. Obviously, you can imagine it's been very detrimental to my gameplay, because you can see my Bluetooth is lagging in general, it's not just my headphones. But it's screwing me over, man. My audio is really lagged right now. I can't hear a thing. Why did chat go silent after I joined? I have no idea. My... Oh, the red. That's what I hate, like... Ah. It's the overlay for the Blood and Plague setting. Is that actually able to be turned off? Because I tried to turn it off before and it doesn't work. I'll show you my settings when I get in and, here, wait. I'm pretty sure yeah, I had that off. I'll turn it on. Does that turn that off? Or does that turn that on? That's what I mean, it's not sort of worded the same as the others. Okay, where was I? Sorry. I have this insanely weird Windows bug, and I don't know if anybody knows a possible fix, right? Because I'm at, like, a genuine point where I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna lose it. So, I have this very specific Windows bug, and it's where Windows keeps automatically enabling device enhancements on my PC for my headphones. And now I don't want those on, because device enhancements breaks my headphones. It breaks my connection with my headphones. But obviously... that's... like, nobody knows why it's doing what it's doing. So I'm in a very strange situation where my audio is constantly breaking. And no one knows why. And no one knows how to fix it. And I'm flawed. I've tried everything. I've been through so many audio settings and everything. And it's so busted for no reason. Bounce, go on, bounce. I might be slightly overdrawn. Did they add a new slasher? Yeah, this was last week's stream. If you tuned into last week's stream, you'll know that there was an anniversary event for Treppy for 5 years. and I streamed it, and it was... the release of Magician and some other bits and bobs. I believe there is a part 2 to come though, so you can always stay tuned for that one. I believe there's new sort of survivors and stuff. I don't know for certain though. If I try turning it off and on again, I have tried everything. I have been through my individual sound devices. I've disabled the microphone for my Bluetooth headphones. I have turned it off. I've completely restarted my computer. I've tried to update every single audio driver. I have disabled certain audio drivers. I have re-enabled certain audio drivers. I have been through the advanced sound settings completely. I've tried to tell Windows to stop it. I've tried to update Windows twice. I have tried to... I have basically tried everything, and I wish that I was kidding when I say that. It's been an issue I've been having for months, but it keeps getting worse and worse, and I don't know if it's sort of just me going crazy. Okay, right, what am I looking for? Where do I want to go? Yeah, this will do nicely. Okay, right, what am I doing? Oh, a little bit off. Oh, come on. That was way too close. What do you mean that didn't? Ah. Right, okay. My god, my input lag, dude. No. Okay. Why is everyone in this game always so stacked with stuff? It's insane. Okay, right. This person is just in a corner. Right, I'm gonna see if I can shuffle servers, because I don't want to be in the same server as all these high levels when it just makes it sort of worse for me. Let's have a look. Where can we go? None of these are particularly... I don't mind that one, I suppose. There we go, we'll go here. Okay, let's hope that the server is a little bit more easy to play in, because I I don't want to face all that scary stuff again. There's already a corpse. Okay, right, let's go. I also can't believe how many servers are open today. That's crazy, isn't it? Right, where am I going? Probably over this way, right? That makes sense. Sorry about that. I don't know what was going on there. I stood up funny and my hip just crunched. Oh. Never again, I can tell you that much. Never again. Is no one going to destroy the thing? Guys, there's a thing right behind you. Step back. Step away from it. It's infected, yeah. I figured as much from the spore bombs everywhere. I hate infected, bruh. Watch me get tongue sniped across map again. I need a new chair. That's what I'm realising. My bedroom chair is just not it. Dr. Pepper is something you can't drink unless it's cold, like, I'm gonna be real with that one. Bro, my controller is actually so laggy. What is this? Is something up with my Bluetooth? I do probably need to check that. You can say that about any drink, to be honest. No, I think certain drinks you can drink at room temp. That's an email from the Royal Mail saying that my parcel's gonna come tomorrow. That's fine. That's just my head. Heads, my meds, sorry. Brain blipping, yeah. Right, give me a sec. I'm gonna give my Bluetooth an on and off. Flick real quick. Alright, there we go. That should have gone back on. If it didn't, we blame kitchen sink. That's a lot better now. I'm having input problems. Is there a spore bomb around there that I need to go and get rid of? Dum, 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 dum. There it is. Right, there you go. People don't destroy those enough and it gives everyone plague and it's really annoying. Public PSA, get that shit out of here. My bodyguard, thank you. Who drinks Pepsi that wasn't in the fridge? I mean, if you've got one of those 2-litre bottles and you just pour it out like at room temp, Pepsi's fine. Whereas I find that Coke, or like Dr. Pepper, you can't drink it at like room temp. And that's why, like, at the same time, Pepsi is so like crisp when it's like cold. It's because it's drinkable at room temp, so when it's cold, it's like extra peak. I sure hope I don't get tongue grabbed through the wall. Another one you can drink at room temperature is certain flavors of Monster. White Monster, for example. Perfectly drinkable at room temp. I've got one in my hand right now. It's just naturally cold. I gotta go now. This was really fun though. I'm deaf joining the next Trepidation Tuesday. I'm glad you had fun. We're here every single week, so feel free to come to every Trepidation Tuesday. Make it an event if you wish. I'm pretty sure there's an event you can follow in the Discord for it, but I never changed the time on it, so might be a little bit inaccurate. But it's very much sort of always gonna happen. I try my best not to cancel Trepidation Tuesdays. If I'm gonna cancel something, I usually cancel Thursdays, Wednesdays. I know I've done Trepidation Tuesday before, even when I've been like unwell. To be honest, what more drinks are there except Pepsi, Coke, Dr. Pepper, and Fanta that are popular? We have a lot in the UK actually. So let me think. So in terms of drinks that people frequently go for, there is something called Lucozade. Monster is quite popular over here. Red Bull is also quite popular over here. Sprite is another thing that we have. Oh, sodas? Yeah, so we have... Monster is technically still a soda. So is Red Bull. We have, obviously... Tango is a very popular brand over here. So Tango do apple, they do cherry, they do like berries, and they do orange and like old like fruit flavors in sodas. A hot take, I think I prefer Tango Orange over Fanta. Mountain Dew's not a popular one over here. If you want lemon and lime, you go for something like 7-Up in the UK. If you want, I'm trying to think what else you would sort of find on a shelf. Lucozade is really popular. That's a sort of fizzy and there's a still variant. You can get Vimto, which is another sort of soda and still. There's options for both. What else do you sort of get? Lemonade's quite common here, so Schweppes, R. Whites, those kind of brands. I mean, if you guys want to go through like my shopping list on the reg, we can do that. We can go through like the UK sodas. Plot twist, Thursday's stream is just me tier listing a bunch of random food. Sprite's better than Coke and Pepsi. I'm not a Sprite fan. Pepsi's my go-to if I'm gonna drink something. But sometimes I prefer Apple Tango. Prime? No, I'm pretty sure Prime's full of PFAS, which causes like cancers, so no, not for me. Pepsi lemon more than Sprite though. Yeah, I think the flavors are quite nice. If you've ever been to sort of theme parks, definitely love a good sort of one of those, you know, those Coke Freestyle machines with the sort of like, they have like cherry vanilla, like Dr. Pepper and stuff, and it is so cute. I drink Prime. I wouldn't advise it. I've read quite a lot of stories about how it's being recalled due to like illegal amounts of chemicals. But I mean, at the end of the day, I can't stop you. If you want like that sort of stuff, then that's, you know, your choice at the end of the day. It causes a lot of sort of illnesses. But I'm also very mindful of like chemicals and stuff, because obviously I'm from a country that's very sort of strict in food law, but also I was a scientist back in the day. Ow! That's very rude. I'm 8. I don't think you should be here if you're 8, I'm afraid. This is very much not a family-friendly channel. It never has been, I'm afraid. I play a lot of, like, graphic horror, a lot of, sort of, various bits and pieces. I swear like a sailor. Who keeps giving me the plague? Reminds me when I first played a game with you. I used you for the carry someone out. The exit achievement. Yeah, you're always welcome to use me for various achievements. If you need an achievement, just ask and I'll happily do what I can. Oh, I'm trying not to go anywhere with any stuff. Ow! Bro hates me. Yeah, I try to clear out the spores as frequently as possible because I am aware that it's just... people do not sort of proceed with caution when they're exposed to the plague and stuff like that. So I try to just clear them all out because I know fine well that people will give me the plague all the time, dude. Tried Pepsi Lime? I have. It's sort of very tart, isn't it? It's not bad though, I don't mind it. hate that tongue, man. Not really a soda guy, I much more prefer water. That's fair enough. But honestly, if it was possible for me to drink a lot more water, I probably would. I quite like diluting juice. But because obviously my mobility is very sort of limited these days, I can't like just do a run up and down to the tap every time I want juice, so I tend to stick to like my 2-litre bottles and stuff. I should probably start buying 2-litre bottles of water, but I don't know sort of how to, I don't know where to look for those, because they're really pricey in certain places. I wonder if I'm maybe best doing a bit of a bulk order somewhere. I don't mind tap water, but the nearest tap is the bathroom 1 story down. And that requires every time I want to drink, I'd have to go up and down the stairs, and I think that would absolutely, like, kill me. Top 5 drinks. I quite like my Monsters. Obviously, with me being someone with ADHD, caffeine is pretty much a must-have in most ADHDers diets. We don't function without it. Well, some people can. I can't. Like, as much as I'm medicated, I just don't do things without my meds and caffeine. You'll notice the drastic sort of change between the channel before I had my meds and the channel after I got my meds, because I was so much less functional back then. So Monster at number 1. I'd say Monster is a good like 2. I think Pepsi's probably going to be in like my 3 spot. I don't know what my number 1 would be though. Ooh, I will tell you what I do like. There's this strawberry milk, but it's specifically, so it's like proper, I know some strawberry milks are not like milky, they're just sort of like they contain so much % of milk. Whereas these are like, it's from Marks and Spencer's strawberry milk, and it's actually, sort of actual like high pasteurized milk. And then like strawberry blended into it. Really nice. That's probably like my number 4. I mean, yeah, lemonade, honestly, yeah, lemonade can have my number 1 spot. Lemonade can have my number 1 spot. I do love a good like R. White's lemonade. Do you know what? Do you know what my secret is? I do like to do like diluting juice, but then instead of water, I'll put lemonade in. I am bad for that. I'll be pulling up with like the Ribena and like lemonade combo. Don't know Doombringer. I don't know too much about Doombringer as sort of like a character, but I've heard the name quite a few times. Apparently some people believe chocolate milk comes from brown cows. No! Then where does banana milk come from? Yellow cows? There's pink cows out there, guys. Strawberry milk, it comes from pink cows. Trust. It's okay, Wolfie, did you see that screenshot I sent in the Hive of Shame the other day of that comment? That one was very much another sort of piece of information that made me feel very much like I should have laughed. Source, I made it up. No, I think I've definitely heard a few people say that before, so I don't necessarily think you're making it up. Looks like someone who drinks chocolate milk at winter when you sleep. I'm not a fan of chocolate milk. I don't like chocolate milk. I like my strawberry milk, I like my banana milk, but I don't mess with chocolate milk. So overrated. Same with chocolate ice cream. Chocolate ice cream is so overrated. Nah, man. It's like, bleh. No. I don't mind like chocolate in the sense of like vanilla ice cream with like chocolate drizzled over it. But Chocolate milk's just not my cup of tea. Chocolate ice cream's the same, I'm not a big fan. I like my strawberries, but I will say I did have this very nice sort of like caramel ice cream at the beach last year. And it was, so it was like, so I think it was like a caramel ice cream, and it had loads of like caramel, and it had like shortbread bits in it, and it had chocolate chunks in it, and it had like caramel and chocolate sauces dribbled over it. It was some like millionaire shortcake like ice cream, and it was like it was in a cone, and it was stacked with all these sort of like caramel and chocolate like segments, and it was like, okay, that sounds good. Yeah, I don't like normal chocolate ice cream, but I can do like ice cream with like caramel bits in and then like chocolate bits in and like all that. I'll do like the bitty ice creams over like the actual chocolate flavor, because I find chocolate flavor let me try that again. I find that chocolate flavor just doesn't taste right. It's the same as like some chocolate bars don't taste right. Hershey's, bro. Nah, man. Nah. What is it with like America not being able to make good chocolate? That's my question. Because obviously in the UK we have Cadbury's, but what is it with the US and just like not being able to make like a decent bar of chocolate to save their lives? Like Hershey's is so bad, bro. It tastes like powder. It's the same with like, chocolate ice cream. Chocolate ice cream, it's, in a weird way, it tastes a bit powdery. Now, I don't know if that's just me, obviously, being on the spectrum, because for those that sort of know me well, you'll know that I'm very sensory sensitive. I'm a bit of a freak. I'm a bit of a freak of nature, because I can sort of taste things. If you handed me a bottle of, like, a glass of Coke completely unlabeled and a glass of Pepsi completely unlabeled, I'd be able to tell you exactly which one's which. I can tell you, like, I can tell when something's off-brand versus, like, on-brand. I can sort of taste those differences. I'm a freak for it. So it very well could just be me being completely and utterly sensory, like, sensitive. But, like, oh my god, it's weird. Because I find that, like, certain off-brand Cokes taste real dry, or they taste sort of bitter in a weird way. I can always tell the difference. Sprinkles on ice cream isn't that good. No, especially the ones that like super crunchy. Like, what do you mean I have to fight to chew this, bro? Nah. Who is sending me TikToks at this hour? Real. Those ones that like break your jaw? No, thank you. I'm okay, thanks. I like to keep my jaw. Shit. Misclicked. Weird. My input is sort of funky. What do you mean? You need to press my teeth to eat ice cream? Yeah, no. It's different if it's like shortbread, because shortbread's like soft, and like chocolate chunks, fairly soft. But like super like crunching, sort of like jaw-breaking stuff, nah. I'm not having it. Like, dude, no. Time are we on, by the way? We've been here for 2 hours, that ain't bad, that ain't bad. Could be worse, could be 10 years. But yeah, so what we'll do is we'll do... Treppy until, like, 9, I think. Wait, is it? It's near-ish 9 now. And then I'm gonna edit, and I'm gonna try and get some stuff out for tonight. No, guys, trust, I got this. Clutch. Baller move. Not so baller move. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna do another couple of minutes, sort of. I'll probably end at like just gone 9. See if we maybe get another slasher game in. Maybe we can also work towards our maniac stuff now, since, you know, everyone keeps saying, oh, you're so bad at magician, stop playing. But on the plus side, if you want, I don't mind editing in VC. Just don't expect much talking from me because I need to listen. That's the problem. When I say like, oh, I'm gonna edit in VC, people come in and crash it and talk over me so I can't edit. Like, that's the problem. Because you'll notice that last time I tried to do a stage where I was editing, I had a bunch of people come up on stage and just crash it. And every time I'd mute them, they'd unmute themselves. Take palms away from admins. I was so fucking tempted last time. I don't know if you were there, Timmy. I was editing and everyone kept talking over, so I couldn't hear a bloody thing. And you need your ears to edit. So I just gave up on that day. But if I can do it again, and if any of the admins dare, I'm gonna strip them from their bloody roles because I'm sick of it. How am I supposed to concentrate when I've got 3 people gabbing in my ear? Squawking. Like, bro, shut up. I put you down for a reason. It made me so mad. Can't do the last thing in VC. The cell block? Yeah, the cell block is purposely locked. So you won't be able to join most of the VCs, but I'll go to the stage or something. And if any of the mods dare to hop up there, I'm stripping them from their bloody roles, because I'm sick and tired of having to deal with yappers in my ear. It's my stage. Yeah, it's my stage. I need to remember that sometimes. I need to remember, hey, wait a minute, this is my server. It's my rules. Why can Basil go there? I gave Basil the role purely because we were playing Fortnite. Oh my god, my bloody controller's freaking out. Basil doesn't usually join unless we're playing Fortnite, so... Yeah, no. I usually just drag people in, but like Basil was constantly like needing dragged in. So I just gave them a roll out. Strawberry ice cream's the worst of the 3. I mean, if you're talking about the artificial like stuff, then yeah, but I feel like the stuff that's like raspberry ripple and stuff like that, that's pretty good. Also, hi, welcome in, friend. Oh man. But yeah, if you guys want to watch the editing stuff, it'll just be... But yeah, Timmy, you'll know what I mean by I say I want to get the video done tonight. I'm gonna do it tonight, and I'm gonna either make the thumbnail tonight or tomorrow and get it out whenever. Because I haven't posted anything in a while. I may as well post something and build hype, you know? I'm also gonna flood YouTube tonight. Yeah. I'm gonna put mine out, but you don't obviously have to put your stuff out until later on. Yeah, that's what I was gonna edit in like the stage. If you obviously don't want me editing in the stage, that's fine. I don't think we said anything too crazy. Vanilla is better than chocolate, absolutely. Chocolate ice cream's overrated, that's true. But yeah, I'm gonna aim to get it out tonight. I think that's my sort of goal for the evening. Because I need to get something out. I haven't done anything since this bed we made, and obviously this bed we made, the way that performed really poorly was like something where I was like, oh, okay. No, that's fine. I'm just not like sure I can manage since I'm juggling with Magician Guide. No, you're fine. You're fine. Honestly, I'm not saying like, yeah, no, you don't have to post your POV like until later. Like, I'm not saying you have to post it at the same time as me at all. I just want to kind of get it out the way because I want to do loads of stuff. I've got loads of sort of like plans in the next couple of days. What's vanilla? Vanilla's like a plant. But yeah, I'll get mine out tonight. There's no rush on you, obviously, for getting yours out. My thoughts are the thumbnail. I don't know what I'm gonna do for the thumbnail. We'll figure that out after I finish editing. Vanilla is a plant? Yes. Vanilla's a plant. Google it. Google it, kitchen sink. I'm not lying. But yeah, no, don't worry about it being late. I'm not sort of saying there's any kind of pressure on you at all. I just want to get mine over and done with because I want to work on, well, I want to do 2 new series. I also should probably, you know, I probably should, I might do this Survival Sunday as Evil Within 2, try and finish that up, so I can then start a new sort of couple stream series. Tomorrow is recording, and then Garden Warfare. I don't know what I'm gonna do Thursday. Because I was thinking Evil Within Sunday, so Thursdays. I'm not sure really. I'll think about it. What was I saving my money for? I can't remember. Feel bad for what? For what? I didn't even look at my slasher chance. I was supposed to look at that. Whoops. Oh well. Wow, okay. I don't have a lockpick on me. Okay, let's think. Yeah, I'm probably gonna keep playing until we get one last slasher game. I want to switch us over to Maniac. And then we'll try and aim for a bit more of that mastery stuff done. And then I'll end stream there and we'll get over to editing stuff. So I have one big video that I'm looking to edit. Do I want to edit it on stage though, or do I want to keep it a secret until it comes out? Maybe I should keep it a secret. Because I know I'll be posting a bunch of TikToks anyway, so it's not like people are gonna get sort of... no content, so I mean I could just keep it secret. Is this game good? I think it is, yeah. I feel like a lot of people are really... How do I even explain it? It's sort of, people form a judgment on the game after playing 2 rounds, and I don't think 2 rounds is enough for you to develop, like, an understanding. There is a certain way you need to approach it when you're starting out, and a lot of people don't read the tutorial, they don't read any sort of information, and then they fumble and blame the game. That's what I find in a lot of, like, tier lists about the game. Or people will be like, oh, I'm ranking it low because it's too good. It's very funny. Right, let's see. This is the first objective that'll be finished, probably. Nobody's on objectives. This is saddening. Leave Nightbot alone. Nightbot's just doing its job. I should have equipped a Gen Rush build, shouldn't I? Oh well. Evil block of invisible doom. Everyone in the healing circle, let's all be friends and let's all heal. Group healing starts in 10 minutes. Dude, what is it with you and hating me? Oh, the stack up. Oh man, I'm cooked. You know when people were saying 21 because that one kid who said what's 9 plus 10, 6, 7 is just that all again, but a bit worse. It's a lot worse because at least it doesn't have some sort of iconic reference behind it. Like 21 at least was like an iconic reference that went viral. 6, 7 is just what? Like... brain rot, basically. Whereas like the 21 thing was a Vine. I'm pretty sure it was a Vine. And Vine was like the old school sort of like trending memes. Why am I getting skill checks while being revived? That's weird. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, this will probably be like a 2.5 hour stream. It won't be anything like too sort of long. Because I got other stuff to do. I need to start having a more consistent sleep schedule, I'm gonna be real. Because for the past, what, like, month, I just haven't had a single bit of consistency. Probably should change that. I don't remember 2016 that well. I'm pretty sure 2016 was pure brain rot, but it was called memes back then. I mean, there were a lot more sort of... How do you call it? They at least made some sort of sense, or they were purely just because of the, like, stupidity. Whereas nowadays, brain rot doesn't even make sense. It's like, why? What? Huh? Like, what's even going on anymore? Bro! Come on, I escaped you a minute ago, now this. This is my corner now. They'll never know, guys, trust. Plot twist, they're actually watching the stream just to come down here and kill me. Really? YouTube series. No, I don't really watch much YouTube these days. I watch my goat Markiplier and that's about it. Honestly, most of the time I'm too busy editing, recording, streaming, that sort of stuff. A lot of people don't realize how much I actually put into the channel these days. I mean, how? I get people saying, oh, well, your guide videos only take 5 minutes to make. My guide videos take actual days. If not weeks. Like, bro! I think... Bro, leave me alone, man! I am not doing budget cut Markiplier intros. I don't necessarily have anything to start streams. I mean, I'm not a big fan of intros. Because I'd rather just get straight to the point of what I'm doing. So I either explain why I'm covering a topic, or sort of that sort of stuff. Can you say that? What? Hello everybody, it's V, and we're back to Garden Warfare 2. I would never sort of work with the traditional sort of YouTube layout. I always tend to try and get straight to the point. Why am I being stabbed? Yeah, whereas I sort of tend to, you'll notice that I do a lot of the guide stuff and I start by like introducing why or when I'm doing something. Or I just get straight to the point. Because I know in the Survivor Guide, I sort of talked about the reasoning being like, oh, my old ones are outdated. And other ones will talk about like, oh, you know, I did this originally and something else and or someone asked for this, or, you know. But yeah. I tend to just... I don't know, I think a lot of the scripted stuff is definitely sort of like that. But yeah. It depends, honestly, because dude hates that gem being done. Yeah. Where is Maniac? That is not Maniac. Okay. Cool. Let me go over here. Probably here. I think I want this one, but I want to get rid of that and go with... There we go. Thought process. Boom. Grinding on a game. I know that a lot of people will talk about, like, really enjoying, like, games that require you to grind like crazy, but, like, I hate it. I low-key hate it. I don't have the patience for it. But yeah, no, I don't know how people do it. I get so bored. I think that games that have too much of like a steep sort of grind definitely tend to put me off more than anything, because I'm not like interested in spending my entire life on it. Especially when I can only sit here for so long anyway. So maybe I'm just crazy. Streaming, but my posture's just getting worse and worse. I need a new chair, I'm gonna be real. This one's started making all sorts of weird noises and I am slightly scared it's gonna explode. Jasper's playing Repo without you. Let him play it. Last time I tried to play with like Logan and Jasper and Repo, they just wouldn't let you play properly. They just kept throwing the game. So I'm okay with that. Like, if I tried to play properly, I would just get thrown and killed. Or they'd like sabotage you all the time, so I just sort of like, I'm okay with it. I have other people I play repo with. I have never tried either of those, so I don't know what on earth you're on about. Oh. I'm okay. Close that tab down. Oh. If we're an animal, what would I be? A bat. I'm gonna be real, a bat. Because hell yeah. Why not? Let's have a look. How far off am I actually from the maniac? I can finish challenge 4 fairly easily. It's challenge 5. I'm curious, what's... Ooh, okay. Maniac's nearly done. I don't know who else I've really played out of this list. I mean, yeah, Stalker makes sense. Never really played Blob. Been a while since I played on Rio. What's the lore on bees? My channel name is a genus of bees. It's a group of bees. Eucera is a group of bees. I just like them, I just think they're fluffy. Like, what's to hate? What's to hate? Oakside Park, trust guys. If I don't get Slasher this round, I'm gonna crash out. And probably just end anyway. How'd I come up with decisions? It's just a play on decision, like the word decision. The S on the end purely came because it was my Roblox username. My Roblox username is Decision. And stuff like that, but someone kept stealing it on places like Twitch and everywhere else. So I had to change it to Decisions because, you know, people keep taking it everywhere. Someone took it on Discord, someone took it on, like... or, like, other sort of places, so... when do I end stream after this round? I'm gonna go and edit. And I'm sure some of the people in here want to join. Nope, no one around here. It's fine, like getting rid of doors is a good sort of use in my eyes. There was a reason I left the big player servers. Bruh. An ASIM where you can kill the killer? Not exactly. You can stun them by shooting. It doesn't kill them. So there's two types of like weaponry and stuff. There is... oh my days. I'm struggling with the visual aspect of the UI sort of lighting up my screen too much. So that's why I left the big sort of player servers. And the big players have all just moved over here. That's so annoying. Getting bullied, yeah, that's what basically, it's rough because I'm trying to learn Slasher. I didn't learn Slasher when I first started playing because they didn't have controller support for it. But now that I'm trying to learn, all the sort of strong players keep like following me around and just bullying me, bro. Because I'm not very good at it. It sucks. It sucks so fucking bad. What is this? Who's been here? There we go. Oh, self-damage. Self-damage. Does me favours sometimes. But yeah, like the grenade launcher and the RPG both do 60 damage to the person that fires them if they're not far away enough. Bruh. probably kill the person shooting. I can't. That's what I'm saying. Like, I've been saying this previously, but, the game didn't originally have controller support, so when I started playing, I was only ever playing Survivor, I didn't play Slasher. But now that means that the level 1000s like to join me when I'm streaming and sort of just bully me. So I'm not really proficient enough to kill these people. I'm level 100. These guys are like level 1000. That keep joining me. But, yeah, like, if I try and chase this person down, they'll just sort of spam the loops. Or stuff like that happens. And then I get lit up further. Oh, it's so bright as well, you can't turn it off, the setting doesn't work. Am I winning? Probably not. I've already lost half my objectives. There we go. 9 minutes, the timer isn't the deciding factor in this game. The timer isn't the deciding factor, the timer is a backup. Don't get confused with, like, stamina slop games. This isn't a stamina slop. This is, yeah, no, it relies on objectives, puzzles, and sort of, like, switches. It's exit gates rather than anything else. It's not like... whatchamacallums. I'll try it out, absolutely. It's not out right now, but I've got a Survivor guide in the works for, like, a video in the future. But my basic recommendation in terms of sort of the way that you should approach it as a new player is you want to focus on working on learning the loops before you do anything else, and then you want to learn, once you've got the loops proficiently, so the vaults, the wedges, the pallets, that's when you want to move to doing something more along the lines of perks and abilities, and then once you've got all those in the bag, that's when you want to move on to craftables and guns. There's a very specific way that you need to learn the game to sort of, like, not fall for the oh my god, this game's too hard, like, false narrative that a lot of people have. But if you sort of read the tutorial and, like, put the effort in for a couple rounds to learn it, then you'll probably be fine. I find a lot of people with the Treppy think 2 rounds is more than enough to be, like, pro at the game. And you're not gonna learn the game in 2 rounds, that's not how it works. That's like saying, oh, let me be a pro, like, COD player in 2 games. Bonk. I saw a flashlight. Bruh. Yeah, no, yeah, so the way that looping works, then it's pretty comparable to Dead by Daylight, really. But there is obviously additional bits and pieces to think about. So in this game, you can have flashbangs, landmines, You can have smoke bombs, Molotovs, that kind of stuff. There's also the guns as well, which sort of when obviously as you've probably seen, once the slasher loses their health, they get stunned in place. They don't die, they just get stunned. Truly Loop Infinitely, not quite, no. Because the way that the looping works in this game is very different. It's they get blocked, the bolts and stuff and wedges get blocked after, I think I want to say it's 3 runs throughs. I think this person's low. Over here, look. There we go. Yeah, they get blocked up. They're not sort of magically infinite. Yeah, no, inf-looping is absolutely, like, not cool, so. But no, the game is really well made. I do recommend if you sort of want to get into it. It's made by one guy as well, which I think is really impressive. Yeah, I've lost this round. Made by one guy? Yeah, it's made by one person. It's made by a guy called Uzi. Did good? I didn't do good. I did shit. I was fucking shocking. That's the reason I don't play in the high level servers though, because I mean look at that level in comparison to mine. Like, I can't do shit against it. Because I learnt the sort of like slasher so late. Oh well. Well, that's gonna be all from me for today because I have some editing to do. But yeah, I'll probably be in the Discord if you guys are wondering where I'll be. Links in the description if you're not already in it. What else is there to say? Tomorrow's stream's on as usual. So Garden Warfare at 6 PM tomorrow, GMT. Thursday, I don't know yet. But we'll find out. Other than that, that's gonna be all from me for today. I will see you guys probably tomorrow, if not whenever. But yeah, thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye!